Know what you're slaying this week. I can't be bothered.
No, every week.
I'm not doing anything.
You don't have to
Just
say
what are you
anything.
into? What are you
don't
into
have
this
to say
week? What are you into this week?
I don't
Flapjacks.
What are you saying?
Can be anything. What are you into this week? That's all I want.
What
You're a
have you been into?
tastemaker.
Could it be
You're the big dog.
It could
okay?
be. It could be falafel wraps.
Yeah, it could be falafel wrap.
Protein-
Burrito. You've had a great
protein
burrito
shake.
this
He's
week.
doing protein shake.
Protein
All right,
shake.
all right.
There you
There you go. This
There
gives
you
you
go.
something to
Just
talk
gives
about.
us fucking. It's the summer now, Tanvir.
You need to become.
So if you get asked a question, you need to fill.
You need to work a bit harder on this
All
podcast.
filler, no killer.
All filler.
That's what you've got on this podcast. Hello everybody, welcome back to the One for the Weekend podcast, the best podcast you've never heard of.
What do you mean? Not all summer. We haven't agreed this. These aren't our production meetings when we start recording.
Trial. This is it's a trial extension. We'll see how it goes.
I just worry.
You're nervous, aren't you?
Well, I'm definitely not nervous. Literally, the last thing I'm going to be nervous about is this podcast. If people are coming here, and they're coming here on the pretense that we are going to talk about some football, but it's the summer and there's literally nothing to talk about, it's just going to be us sort of mass wanking ourselves off on things that we want to talk about, instead of things that we're thinking about our audience. We can't just think about the niche audience that we have already. You've got to serve the wider audience. Otherwise, we're just going to be sitting here for the rest of our working lives talking to the same 15,000 people every week.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I dream a bit bigger than that, Jim.
Wow. Do you know what, someone said in the comments last week that I need to find a different presenter partner if I want this podcast to grow. Just quickly, last week, quotes of the week. So just so you don't get too attached to this.
Have you been a Liverpool
podcast.
fan by any chance?
I don't know.
Did he have Liverpool?
I don't know.
Did he have LA in there?
I don't know.
No?
I don't know. We'll talk about that. Don't worry. Quotes of the week last week. Ebony Shogun says, "You beat the shittest Barcelona team that has ever existed." Simon the Bachelor, worst pundit of the year, Alex Scott. Something that Flav said last week.
No,
Go back to last week's podcast.
This is not fair.
Whoa. These are the best quotes of the week. If they want to understand the quotes and the context of it, they go back. If they've missed,
They won't go back.
They might do. That's up to them. Ryan Mulligan, quote of the week: mould.
These are all mine.
And Aditya Sunil Kumar. I'm in the market for black friends.
You said that.
That was Jim.
All quotes.
Why'd you point at me?
I don't know.
All quotes from last week. Reasons to listen to the One for the Weekend podcast, the best podcast you've never heard of. Luke Jarvis. This episode, last week's episode, is just vintage Flav. Controversial on purpose and pissing everyone off in the comments.
That wasn't my aim. Well, I can understand my tone would have been irritating.
I said it to you before we started.
What?
It's the funniest you've ever been. And so, guys, and we'll get onto the LA stuff in a second. But you've got to understand Flav. Get Flav.
No,
it's obvious.
No, they don't have to do that. They either watch or don't watch.
That option is also available.
My favourite, what should have been in the comments of the week last week was, yeah, I've had enough of this podcast. See you later, lads.
I'm off.
I'm off.
Matt Lena said, of course we want the podcast throughout the summer, and Garrett then added, seriously. But I don't know if he means seriously, or what does he mean?
Can I just go back to this comment, the Alex Scott comment?
Yes.
Because it was clear when I said it, it was a joke.
Was it? I don't know.
Yeah, because
if you haven't seen last week's podcast, go back and check it out.
No, stop it. I'm going to clear this bit up. Obviously, there's this contentious thing about Alex Scott, right? About her ability as a pundit a while back, right? And we were talking about pundits a year, and I used that in order to make a joke. And if you listen to it, you'd hear I very quickly said, that was a joke, I'm only mucking about, right?
That wasn't in the quote that people said.
I don't know.
It
depends how you said it. People are going to have to check for themselves.
They won't check.
I've said, look, one of the quotes is, I'm in the market for black friends. People don't know the context of that. If they didn't listen last week,
that's
then
exactly
that's
what
problem.
he meant. He meant he was in the blog. There was no joke there. He just said, I would like to have some black friends.
Depends how he said it.
Yes.
You have to go back.
We're going to be talking about all sorts. Honestly, all sorts, because, as I said, all filler, no killer this week. But we have got the Europa League to preview. Lots of Chelsea manager stuff. Whilst you're on the Alex Scott thing, there was some talk about the Chelsea women's manager being on the Sunday Supplement, saying, should she be...
She's put herself forward, and she said she would like to manage Chelsea one day.
Okay.
She's done very well with the Chelsea ladies team.
Yes, Emma Hayes is her name.
Yeah.
Can't take... I'm nervous saying it.
Well, hang on. If you're nervous saying a can't take, you should.
But no, can't take because people will take this the wrong way. But she's totally unqualified for that job.
Why?
The reason she's unqualified.
There's always the start of the podcast where he says something mental, and me and you look at him like he's mad.
Yeah.
I just saw it, and I think
what do you
people
mean
would be scared. People would be scared to make that comment. I'm going to make that comment, okay? because
it's a man's game.
No, not because it's a man's game. Because it is a different level of football. You said yourself last week that was it the under-15s beat under-15s of some team.
Australia's national team 7-0.
Right. It was actually 7-0, not 14-0.
Yeah, but it's still a drubbing.
So for me, she needs to get a job in the conference or in another country and then make that move. Graham Potter, great example. Got the Brighton job. He was at, I think it's called Ostersund, whatever it was. Did brilliantly over there. Before that, he was the manager of the University of Hull. So he's made big leaps.
So hang on, you're comparing the manager of the manager of the Chelsea ladies team to a university lecturer.
No, I'm not. I'm saying it sounds like that, doesn't it? I'm saying I think she needs to have a job in the men's game before getting probably one of the best top 10 jobs in world football.
But maybe that's easy.
She's underqualified.
Maybe that's easy. If Solskjaer can do it, maybe she should get a chance.
Was Solskjaer qualified? I don't know.
No. Right. Okay, I understand that.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
I just thought I'd put it out there.
Well, and how often do you get a reserve team coach or a youth team coach getting the main job in a football club? It doesn't happen often, whether you're male or female. And typically, when it does happen, it doesn't last very long. So Darren Moore lasts about a year at West Brom.
Yeah,
who's it? Steve Keane.
Steve Keane was a black. Yeah, he was an assistant for a long time. Yeah,
he's assistant and then came for. What I'm saying is, it doesn't often. If you make that transition, certainly in the same football club, it often doesn't go right. So there is a precedent for that kind of move to fail, right? But what I would also say is the fact that she is a woman does pose a much greater issues than if she was a man, because it is a male-led sport and she's going to have to confront difficulties that other managers wouldn't have to. The biggest challenge she would have is motivating the players and getting them to respect her, because I would suspect and guess that they would have inbuilt feelings, indigenous feelings about a woman in football. Yeah. And if she can't motivate the players, that's half the job. As you've seen so many times, the great managers can't motivate. They end up being very average.
Do you know what I was just thinking there, actually? Where I am being unfair is I don't know the full sort of processes that she is able to undertake with that Chelsea team. That Chelsea is very professionally run. So there may be a lot of skills that do transfer over, but I just feel like I feel like because it's the same name and the same club, that it's a fair thing to say. And it's an interesting talking point. It is an interesting talking point. But for me, she's been in the football world, but she's not been in that world. And she needs to take a step into that world and prove it to then take one of the best jobs in world football.
Yeah.
Not a man or woman thing, really.
Well, it is for you, but
it's
not for everyone else. But it is. You're racist and sexist.
Yeah, we don't see colour. We don't see gender.
Yeah.
No, me neither. Yeah. Me neither.
Well, you do. You said last week
I'd
like to have some.
Colourblind.
Yeah, but what about the black friends you're looking for? How would you
black
know?
Skin isn't.
I'm saying I want more. Very
any?
different. I've got one or two.
He looked at me and I'm not black, so
No,
I don't know.
I wasn't looking at you. I was looking at you because you were talking to me.
Okay.
I love this.
Speaking of...
How uncomfortable white people get talking about this stuff. It starts going. I do it too. I don't want to offend anyone.
I know, yeah. Right, speaking of offending people and being misconstrued and trying to get their point across, but not really working out. Flav, would you like to explain the LA song? Actually, before you do, Massage Parlour Band, and let me get to the end of this, right?
Okay.
He initially commented saying this: "Love the pod, but it's a really poor take from Flav on the City LA song, calling Liverpool fans pathetic for being annoyed that City players sang a song about a fan being beaten into a coma, company potentially injuring Salah, and a line formed from Hillsborough propaganda, mate." Then he said, "Edit." You know when they edit a comment? "Wrote this in anger without considering other possibilities. Very much apologise to Flav. I do love the pod though, and it would be great to see it through the summer and the next season."
That's a big turnaround.
Over to you, Flav.
Well, you summed it up. There's nothing more to say. I in the podcast, quoted lyrics from the Spurs song that I was referencing continually. Right. But the problem is what actually happened, I think, is that Liverpool fans were very angry about this subject. about the ALA, the City one, which City, fans sing abhorrent stuff to each other, right? You expect it from fans, you don't expect it from players on a plane.
Yeah.
And, I understand why Liverpool fans are so angry about that. It's just mad, isn't it? They're all on a plane singing this song about a Liverpool fan getting beaten in the street. It's like...
Yeah, I didn't see the point
stupid.
in it.
Stupid. And the first time I watched it, I thought it had been dubbed. Sometimes that happens, it's dubbed. Right. So that was just a ridiculous situation, and footballers are idiots, who knew? And so there was a lot of anger around that. And then I was talking about the LA song that Tottenham had made up, because I was getting messages from Liverpool fans going, "Oh, get your own chance. Oh, you stop telling our chance, Right, that. And I thought that was so pathetic that it's worth saying.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But I can understand what
I thought at the time.
Right, but what I'm saying is these people were so irritated and angry that they projected their hurt feelings onto what I was saying. I can't navigate people's irrational behaviour. Sure. And for that reason, Jim, I'm out.
He's gone. Have here and you come. Take a seat. A lot of people calling for you to actually be
he's on it.
See your face.
Nah. That's not going to happen.
No. The big dog is in the building, Flav.
They can't
losing a bit, isn't it? We can't do it every week.
Well, yeah. It's like, I think we can just call him Big Dog, but we don't need to do the big from now on.
Yeah, true. Big Dog's been working on his new album, as we revealed last week.
How's it going?
It's going good. A few tracks, posing a few difficulties, but I'm mastering a few songs now, yeah.
Are you more a sort of a beat guy, or are you more about the lyrics?
It's a combination of both.
So when we do the live show, you've got to perform one of your tracks.
I'll be on stage. I'll be there. Yeah. You're
saying that now, and you think this joking. You have to perform a track from your so far non-existent album.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, live show cancelled because it's an exam season for people. So look, we're going to do it probably. Stop doing this. You've got to get a date and you've got to be fucking firm about it, Jim. I'm thinking start next season. All right.
It's
just been two. Need a run up.
Right, first week of August.
Need a run up.
First week of August, we'll do it. First week of August, all right? We'll get a date. No exams. Don't say, I'm preparing to go to university, mate. Just fucking come or don't come.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's September anyway.
Well, a lot of people are saying it's exam season. We're asking you to give us an hour of your life, not stay up all night doing gear and miss your exam the next day. You come home, have a pint of beer, listen to us to talk shit for an hour for free, and then go home. And maybe do a bit of revision when you go home, then do your exam.
I've told my...
Do you know what? Kids place too much importance in exams. Honestly, I know this might be irresponsible to say, but literally, they mean nothing. And you get out what you put.
Not true.
Is it? What is it?
Nothing.
Do you know what actually is more important? What's more important, right?
I dropped out in 2.5 years of my degree. Dropped out.
Look at him now.
I am fucking rich as fuck.
Yeah, he's living the dream.
I'm not rich as fuck.
Do you know what I think? I think your GCSEs are important and your A-levels are important because it gives you the chance to go to university.
Yeah.
Then after that, don't worry about it.
It gives you a chance to go to university and get 30, 40 grand in debt. So thanks for that opportunity.
A lot of incredible life experiences that you have as well.
Didn't go uni.
That you will never forget. Friendships that you'll never lose.
Really? I don't know anyone from university.
My best man at my wedding, university.
Yeah,
You know? What? You get to make a hell of a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, but
bloody good fun.
I had more fun after uni.
Did you?
When I had a bit of money.
I've never had as much fun as
and a bit more confidence.
It's brilliant. Go to university, let you go and learn all that shit.
This got rubbed dry sometimes.
Really? It looked like that by the end of it. Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Big Dog's working on a new album.
That's what the Hulk's cock looks like.
The Hulk's cock. Frightening. Imagine. No. Will Otterson, he's got a track list for you.
Not that I need it.
Got a Big Dog track list.
So for the Big Dog album, Big Dog in Every Day. Track 1, Calm Takes Only. Track 2, Woof Woof.
What?
Track 3, What's Your Flavor?
What's your flavor?
Flavor, I think he means. Track 4, shall I? Dog in Your DM. Track 5, Gun Goes Wang. Track 6, Flames Advice. Track 7, Don't Test Me. Which I don't really... Oh, Testing Tambo, of course. And track 8, short album, I Don't Know Shit.
Damn, that's harsh.
Got to be one of the most anticipated drops of 2019. Hashtag the Big Dog. Tanvir, excited about this bit. What are you slitting this week?
Just
what are you into?
On the protein shakes.
On the protein shakes.
Some protein.
So what's the idea behind protein shakes? What do they do?
Mate, just give me that fucking protein that I need. Yeah, twice a day. One in the morning and once.
Are you working out at the same time?
Before I go to the gym.
No, yeah.
Yes.
Craig, did you go to the gym this morning? No, I had a protein shake though.
No,
that's bad. That turns into fat.
I go to the gym in the afternoon, not in the mornings. I've been every day.
Do you know you're supposed to take the protein on like within half an hour after exercising, not just sipping protein. He sits at his desk, doesn't he? That's what a big dog does. Yeah. He sits at his desk. And imagine this all day, just like that, having a little sip of protein.
Do you know things I hate?
And then, I
hate those wankers who've just got those big.
Sorry,
I'm sloshing.
Just had a workout.
What is?
Just had a workout.
Yeah. Strawberry's my favourite. Gains. Hashtag gains. Fuck off.
Huel. It's a Huel. Have you seen this shit?
No.
It's like a meal replacement. People just like that again. So I'm just having my meal replacement.
I bought one of those shakers.
I haven't got time.
It's bulking season, isn't it?
I bought one of those shakers. I say no. I'm serious. I'm serious about this.
Have you got shakers? What with the
You're
dissolve
serious
little
about
metal
being a prick
thing?
Yeah.
You want to live.
Protein twice a day. Got my little shaker. I'm just there.
You've got to work out at the same time.
I'm telling you, I've been like 4 times last week, and I've been every day this week.
Yeah, that's why. You've got things to say.
Serious gains.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lost 2.5 stone.
What would be your advice for anyone looking to get into the protein game?
I don't remember having 2.5 stone.
Because he's always wearing black clothes.
That's it, hiding that shit.
I was literally like 13.5 stone.
You can start wearing
vests. I weigh 13 stones. How was you so heavy?
I was 13.5 stone.
A lot of burritos.
What, you again?
No, I'm 11. I'm 11.
That's great.
Was you making love at that point?
Yeah, but not very much.
And you kept your top on?
No, I just had a vest.
A vest?
Just pulling it down. Early sex talk.
Who makes love in a vest?
Mate, I had big arms, so it looked okay. It looked okay.
I thought of you the other day. So my socks stayed on.
You kept your socks on?
They were on. I'm not going to go to wait.
Yes, you do.
You should have just got your Timberlands.
Well, did you notice?
Another sex observations. This could be a new bit over the summer whilst we're struggling. Do I notice that regardless of your size as a man, generally sex is quite what's the word? Complementary. The angles that you have during sex.
What if you have a small willy?
No, on your belly or your physique. It's generally quite complementary to men. You're either lying down or you're standing up. You never like.
Well, not if you're a missionary.
You're not like hunched over. Do you know what I mean? It's not like your gut's not showing. Probably.
Where's this come from?
Just because you were talking about having sex in your vest.
Not if you're like missionary and you're on top and then everything's just on top of her. That's terrible.
Yeah, but no. But again, it's like at least you're straight. At least you're not like.
I get you. We don't have to labour the point. I understand.
Cool. Calm takes, Jacob Hayes. Calm take. Because James supports a shite team, I think he feels he has a superior knowledge of football to Premier League supporters and thus just chats about absolute wham, believing every word that comes out of his mouth. I'd do a better job at hosting this podcast. Well, come on down, Jacob.
Yeah, actually, come on for down. One. What's his name?
Jacob Hayes.
Jacob, you can definitely come down during the summer. We'll do this experiment. DM us your number, right? And you can host the first 10 minutes of the pod. Then Jim will come in, if you mean what you say.
Yeah.
If you're not, just flapping off in the comments, come down and host it.
I look forward to it. I'll give you a chance.
Right, and you don't get multiple takes. This is one take every time, right? If you fuck it up.
And you make the running order.
You've got a right running order as well.
Not me.
Because it isn't just presenting.
Shock horror, guys. I do the running order, not Flav.
This guy just turns up.
Mate, I could not be asked to do that.
Of course not.
I'm not getting paid for it though, am I, Jim? You're getting paid.
I am. Room 69's back. I asked the people on Twitter what they thought. Room 69, if you haven't seen it before, heard it before, is a room. It's the foyer of football where people go to be eternally peckish and we never see them again.
Yeah, it's just like you've done your bit, you're just offering nothing to football.
That's enough
previous incumbents are?
I think David Moyes gone there, McLaren's certainly in there.
Yeah,
Mourinho's had a long history there.
Yeah, he's in and out.
He's in and out, yeah.
Southgate's been in and out, McLaren.
He's come back out. So this week, Joe Barrell said this. Room 69, the Frank Lampard to Chelsea link. It's there literally every week. It'll defo happen one day. We've literally got a playoff final on Monday, and it's all the gutter journalists at The Sun and Sky Sports can chat about. #hot take. So Joe Barrow's obviously a Derby County fan. They're playing Aston Villa in the, what they always say, the richest game ever.
Yeah.
As they look to get beyond the mental scars, of course, of that Zamora goal. And Queen's Park Rangers trounced them 1-0.
It was a great goal.
Oh, what a day. What a day. I put money on it.
Did
I
you?
said Zamora scored a winner.
Did you?
I did.
How much did you get back?
I got about 90 quid, I think. Anyway, Frank
It
Lampard.
didn't happen.
A lot of chat.
Yeah.
And we've got some sources here at Ball Street Towers.
Mm.
And according to those sources, it is on. Frank Lampard is going to be taking over from Sarri. Can you believe it? So this Room 69 shout, totally wrong, because it's definitely going to happen.
Well, it's not definitely going to happen.
It's good journalism.
It's not definitely going to happen. And, because anything can happen. If Allegri's up for it, Frank Lampard ain't going to get that job.
Well, apparently Allegri's obviously left Juventus. Sarri is now being linked with the Juventus job, which he wants, because he's sick of all the stuff that's been thrown at him this season. Well, he's done all right, hasn't he?
There's only 2 bits of ITK I've ever heard that have come true.
ITK?
In the know.
Right.
That have come true, right? One piece did come through Ball Street, and one piece came from a mate of mine, and he said that Adebayor was going to sign for Spurs when he was at City, and we were like, there is no chance. And then it happened. And the other one was Jack Wilshere going to Bournemouth, which was out of the blue as well.
Right.
And someone who used to work at Ball Street told us. All the rest is nonsense. So I understand the source of this is pretty good.
So according to our source, it is happening. We know it's going to be sporting director.
Stop! You can't just say it is happening.
It is happening though.
No, that's not.
Source,
the source didn't say it's happening.
He did.
Yeah, he did. He said it's happening.
He said it's happening.
The source did.
It's a podcast.
Oh shit. Source did the and that, right?
But another source.
2 sources.
Another source.
I didn't know about the other source.
From the source's previous employer.
Right.
Yeah, has said it's happening.
Fuck. That's. I mean, look, I feel sorry for Derby fans but this is just football, isn't it?
Do you care though? If you're a Derby fan, Joe, if you're a Derby fan, you just go, look, just get us up. Just get us up, and then we'll figure it out from there.
Look, the fact is, if we get them up, they could probably find a better manager than Frank Lampard.
Do you know what is a problem though? Mason Mount,
at least,
all these Tamora, is that his name?
They go back, but they probably don't get to keep them next year anyway. Mount would probably stay for Derby on loan, but.
And I guess you might have created a relationship between Derby and Chelsea where you just go.
But that's not good when you're in the Premier League.
But they still give them the players.
Yeah, but what I suppose.
But more importantly, Frank Lampard going to Chelsea. Czech as sporting director, that's been announced.
What's that about? Why has it been announced?
Before they're about to play.
Well, was it announced by Chelsea?
I don't know. I was listening to the Football Daily podcast this morning, and that it was announced.
So Czech said, I saw his tweet, and he said, look, I'm concentrating on Arsenal, and my future will be decided after the game. And then everyone's like, what the fuck? He signed for Chelsea. He's about to play in goal against Chelsea.
It's mad, isn't it?
That is mad.
And then become sporting director.
I love it.
Well, you love that he's got to do that.
I just love that Arsenal fans are going mad about this. Can we just focus on Chelsea first?
Yes.
And Lampard.
So
my gut feeling, and obviously in football anything can happen, so it's hard to predict. But you got to go bold sometimes. Is that he's not ready for a club of that size? That the emotion, and the relationship he has with the fans will overshadow his inabilities or his inadequacies as a football manager. And like Solskjaer, will get a long rope to eventually hang himself. And in a year from now, if he joins in, say, August, he won't be at the football club. And his legacy will be tarnished. Never go back.
Mate, you're loving this, aren't you?
That's what I think will happen. Chelsea won't qualify for the Champions League next year already. Nor will United. So that will leave Arsenal to somehow fuck up not getting in the top 4.
Is the situation for Lampard...
Might as well not watch it next year, I've just told you about it.
Yeah, just leave it. The situation for Lampard, though, do you look at it and go, I'll never get a freer pass than this? Because they've got the transfer ban, he's got to kind of bring through the youth. He's had a season where he's played Mason Mount and played a few of those guys, and he was very clear with Derby. Derby have always had a really good squad, and he's only actually gone... obviously they've won that semi-final, so that is a big thing. But Gary Rowett got to the playoffs as well.
Yeah.
And Gary Rowett is now in a really bad place as a manager.
Where is he?
He went to Stoke City. He took the job. He went and took the job that was like, wow, this is a great job, great opportunity.
Did he get sacked from Stoke?
No, he left. He left, but
the football was garbage, wasn't it?
Football was garbage, and then Stoke City is rotten at the moment, so
right.
he made a bad mistake there. But so Lampard, in terms of like achieving stuff as a manager, and I guess that kind of comes back to the Emma Hayes thing, is that how much is that important? Like how much is your previous experience important?
Well, it has some
because Neil Warnock's got more experience than the rest of the world when it comes to football management, but he will never get those jobs. So for Lampard, having one season,
it's fashion and likability. Like Sarri has probably achieved more in his career already, not by winning things, but in getting teams to play well, than Lampard will ever in his entire managerial career. If you look at every manager's game, vast majority of them don't play as well as Sarri's teams do. So if you forget the romanticism at the moment, it's a big risk putting Lampard in there. He's had one season in the Championship, and by all accounts, Derby were light years behind some of the leaders.
Yeah, and with a really good squad.
Yeah,
there's two ways of looking at this as well. So I want to kind of talk about Chelsea's point of view, in terms of hiring him, and then Lampard's point of view in terms of like taking the job. So with Chelsea, they've got a previous. If you think Rory penned another article for Daily Mail, if you want to go check that out, talking about it, and he was saying, look, they
Rory and Daily Mail just fit so well.
That's amazing. Glenn Hoddle, of course, didn't have much experience and done well with Swindon. To be fair, it's quite a similar thing.
Yeah, he done well with Swindon.
Ruud Gullit, first job. Vialli, first job.
Where are they all?
First
Where
job.
are they all? None of them are managers anymore.
But Gullit won the FA Cup.
Right.
Vialli won the League Cup.
I'm sure they're going to be.
Di Matteo won the Champions League.
They're going to be. Di Matteo win the Champions League was the biggest fucking anomaly I've ever seen. It was.
But who cares, right?
But it didn't show his abilities as a manager, because they've gone on to do nothing. The reality is they got a great squad functioning, and the qualities in the squad got them through. All of them, none of them are managers. But Hoddle probably had the longest reign out of all of those, and by and large was pretty disappointing as a manager. But had very good time at Southampton, and
in terms of
and it was actually probably much more forward thinking beyond his time. He was playing wing backs and 3 at the back before anyone was in the UK, but the game wasn't ready for it yet. We didn't have the play and stuff.
And there's different elements to it as well.
We had 3.
Hoddle,
I remember people
wasn't always great.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the 3 at the back at Tottenham, right? He had what was it? Do you remember Anthony Gardner?
Yeah, Port Vale.
Port Vale was his best spell. He had Anthony Gardner, Dean Richards, RIP, and a bunch of Cevic. He's also RIP. Jesus, both died.
Really?
Yeah, he done correct. Like, if you play 3 at the back, you need quality, especially on keeping the ball. And with all due respect to all of them, they were nowhere near good enough. And we got tore apart.
So here's the second thing with the Chelsea guys, the Chelsea board. Is he more likely to get the job if you make the Champions League or if you don't make the Champions League?
What do you mean? He hasn't.
So Chelsea, you could go transfer ban, Europa League. We've got all these kids that might be decent. Let's give them a chance with a manager who's going to blood them. Do you think he's got more of a chance if you do that in terms of bringing him in and going, look, here's the Europa League.
Right.
It's almost like a practice run at trying to get in the Champions League. And so if they do win the Europa League, they get in the Champions League. Do you actually want a manager who's not got experience of managing the Premier League or managing in the Champions League as your manager?
I think that if Chelsea weren't in the, you always want to be in the top competition, regardless of the difficulties that he presents. I think in terms of developing that squad, if young players are going to be brought in, Lampard should, if they're in the Europa League, that would give them a better test than getting thrown into a group that also has Real Madrid and Barcelona. If the transfer ban doesn't get overturned, then I think it will, because generally these things do eventually. If it doesn't, then like you say, he's got to develop. He has a relationship with the youth academy already, because
and so is Jody Morris, which should be part of it as well.
Exactly. But
so it's quite a good fit.
Well, it's a good fit on paper. It's just the challenges are far out. Well, he'll be presented much bigger problems to deal with than whether or not he can get Mason Mount into that first team. And
and there's a lot of other, like Tammy Abraham's going to come back, Jada Silva's going to come back. There's a lot of players that are going to come back that are going to want to be involved.
So if Chelsea fans are complaining about this squad and this team, how much patience are they going to have with Tammy Abraham leading the line?
I think, unfortunately, like every fan base has the morons. So there'll be a lot of Chelsea fans that will not understand their plight next season. But I think there'll be a lot that go, this isn't the 04-05 team. This is a different era.
All I hear from Chelsea fans is trophies are the only things that are important. Suddenly, that's not the case. So you can't then just say, well, I don't know, trophies are not that important anymore because you can't win them.
Yeah. If Rory goes, if Sarri wins the Europa League and wants to stay, he's won trophies now. Rory can't use. That's a line that Rory can't use anymore. That he hasn't won anything.
Well, look, Rory also calls him a paraffin. So I'm not sure whether Rory's he's probably happy swinging and changing. We all do it, and it's fine to be like that. Like it's fine to be arrogant and smug when you are winning trophies, but it doesn't hold much weight when you suddenly start saying, "Well, actually, now it's about bringing the youth through." Everyone changes their agenda to cope with what they're watching. It's cool. I understand it. It's not a problem. Like I used to be obsessed with Arsenal. Now I pity them because I'm in a position of ascendancy.
Sure.
So we're all human. Well, life makes hypocrites of us all, Jim.
That's a really good phrase. I never heard that one.
Yeah, it's not mine.
Final thing on it. Lampard. If you're Lampard, do you take the job?
Yeah, of course. You fucking grab it with both hands. And don't let go.
Too soon?
No.
You never get another chance.
Just get it, mate. Get it.
Okay, great. Let us know your thoughts on Lampard in the comments below, especially if you're a Derby fan.
Yeah, Derby fans, you've got to be miffed, but also you got to accept this is the way. He's a Chelsea man.
Don't start that.
He's a Chelsea man.
Yeah.
Give him the opportunity. Give him the Chelsea job, a Daily Mail rolled up, a black cab, and some leaflets from UKIP.
Yeah.
And then you could fit perfectly in.
Lovely. The Europa League final.
Woo, some of these kids who chose to support Chelsea must be thinking, "Fuck, shit."
What?
Well, just like Johnny Come Latelys who decided that they wanted to follow Chelsea because they were really good, and then go to the ground and realise what a sizable section of their fan base is actually like. They must think, "Fuck, I chose the wrong football club," but they can't go back. So they need to just realise that they've got to go to football with racists.
Is that allowed?
What? If you're going to football with racists?
If you're a young fan. Your dad's not into football. You've got to pick a team.
Yeah.
You pick a team. You live in Surrey, so you go watch Chelsea because you've got a couple of mates who are Chelsea fans. You get there, and I'm not saying this is true. This is hypothetical. There's a large section that's a racist bigots. Are you allowed?
Let's
to
be
go,
factual, just so people don't go mental, right, and focus on not your point rather than just the word you said. There's video evidence that there are racist bigots in the Chelsea fan base, as there are in most fan bases, but Chelsea seems to have a larger proportion. That's what we're saying. What was your point? Is it okay to change your mind?
In this hypothetical scenario, let's call them Relsey instead of just to make it clear. It's very different. Are you allowed to go? Sorry, guys, not for me. I'm going to pick another team. Are you allowed to do that?
No.
Funny, isn't it?
You're not allowed.
That's strange.
Like anyone says,
that would be a good one for the comments. Are there things that in a football world you're allowed, are wrong, but anywhere else are totally fair?
Like your religions, changing religions.
Right.
He's had 4 or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to a few different hells. Yeah.
Which one?
3 different hells.
Which one are you?
Most fearful of? It's got to be Muslim hell.
Yeah.
That's got to be worse than Christian hell.
They say you're going to be crushed up and burned and stuff. But you know what? I reckon whilst you guys are all just in your normal hell getting bored, I'll be bopping around to different hells, having the time of my life.
You know hell, right? The concept of hell, if you look at
you've just said if you look at the dick.
Depictions. What I was going to say, I've changed track to mate. In depictions of hell in massive cathedrals or domes in Italy, right? On the one side you've got heaven, which is all bright and sunny, and like there's clouds and everyone looks very healthy, very happy. But if I'm being honest, a little bit bored. And then you go over to the other side of where it's hell, and they're fucking each other. They're fucking us. Things are going in people's asses. Wow. Everyone's sucking each other off.
This is on the ceiling.
Seriously, there's like
seriously.
Yeah, there's like devils sitting up, putting rocks up their asses and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Wow.
But what I'm saying is while that isn't initially appealing, having like rock.
It doesn't sound too bad.
No, it doesn't. Look, listen. If it doesn't sound initially appealing, like shoving things up your ass for eternity, right? But if I had the option, if I had the decision, what's more entertaining, sitting on a cloud doing nothing, or shoving something up your ass? Over time, you're going to think, this is boring.
For idle hands.
Yeah, this is boring, Danny. And like those guys, I'm not sure about shoving things up my ass, but they look like, at least they're doing something. Like we're just sitting on a fucking cloud. I'm going to go down there for a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Not really.
I don't feel so bad anymore.
Yeah. Mate, I'm with you all the way. And think of all the cool people you met that will be in hell. The most boring people I've met are going to heaven. They're the ones that don't get fucked up. They're the ones that don't like get involved in massive orgies.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure.
They're the ones that, you know...
Okay.
Do you know what is hellish, isn't it? Henrik Mkhitaryan's plight.
Why are you laughing?
Wow.
Nice link.
Why are you laughing?
Because it's an outrageous, bizarre link. We've gone from putting rocks up their arse in hell to Henrik Mkhitaryan not missing on the Europa League final.
Yeah, but it's a really serious topic. Like to make it's like a glib link, it probably isn't appropriate.
You're turning on me there. That's mental.
Well, this is a fucked up thing, and this is the problem. One of the major problems in football is when money dictates where a game should be played, where the political climate means that one of Arsenal's key players can't play. How have we arrived at this situation? Baku is so... I'd never heard of it before I saw where it was. It's so far.
And do you know what's weird about Baku?
Is it in Europe?
They have like...
Is it in Europe?
The World Championships in boxing and stuff. It's Azerbaijan, yeah. So, yeah.
Is that Europe, is it?
Yeah.
To me, look how far it is on the map. It's a bit too far.
Yeah.
It's a bit too far.
Good point.
Good point.
Do you know what annoys me about this whole thing? Is that like, right, we're all going to talk about this now. Yeah. People are going to go, it's a disgrace, blah, blah, blah. People need to notice that this is outrageous at the start of the tournament. At the start of the tournament.
Yeah.
Not even like 2017, Baku got given it, okay? Right, fine. And they might go, oh look,
they've got an amazing stadium.
Let's get it to different countries, around Europe. Want to spread, there's a lot that can be sort of gained from having it in these different countries. That's great. But you put that out to the people, and then you go, and you see what the political plight is. You see what like Spanish fans are going to struggle to get there. Every single major country, and let's be honest, especially the Europa League, it's going to be two big teams from two big leagues. So,
well, you say two big teams. Arsenal fans and Chelsea fans are selling tickets back. So how big are they?
Because they can't get there.
Well, I mean, I don't think Spurs would be selling a ticket, but you find a way. The only people are finding a way to get to Madrid. It's impossible to get to. It'll be harder to get to Madrid than it would to be Baku.
That's not true.
Mate, it is true. There is no transport there.
You can drive there.
You can't drive there. The ferries are booked. There's nothing. There's no way to get there. Right. I swear to God.
You should get a plane to anywhere.
Somewhere.
Go on.
Anywhere else.
Give me any city, because I've tried.
Paris.
No. Not without paying like 1,500 quid.
Or what? So just all plane tickets on that day are insane?
People are flying to fucking Cairo in Egypt to fly back to Madrid. That's how mad this is. So don't tell me about fucking how hard Baku's to get to.
I mean, it is hard to get to be fair.
Very pumped up fan bases, and now you're seeing a reality. You can't even fill a fucking Europa League final. That said, you're right, Jim. You're absolutely right.
Cheers, mate.
Right, you are, because why weren't you complaining before? And I'll tell you the reason why. Because it didn't impact them. They only get irritated. They only start thinking about these things until it starts impacting them. And it's the same with politics and the wider society. Who do people ultimately vote for? There's a reason why Conservatives get into power most elections. It's because the people who vote for them say, how are these policies impacting me? And the vast majority of our society is all right, is doing all right, can feed themselves, and ultimately a Tory government will reward people with more money than those that don't have money. So people vote that way. In order to change things for the better, holistically, You need to be prepared to fight for something that doesn't impact you directly. And the fact is, Arsenal fans are moaning too late. It's too late. They should have done it.
On Arsenal fans.
No, I'm just saying I'm only saying on Arsenal fans because Mkhitaryan's have impacted. But someone in their fan base should have said, actually, hang on, the final's in Baku. If we get there, we've got an Armenian player, and it would be unsafe for him to go there. But what would happen is if they said it, people would go, oh, shut up.
The big problem is actually in the group stages when they went to Azerbaijan and he didn't go.
So this has already happened?
Right, look, this is coming down the road. Like, the problem is that as much as like fans care about this, the player cares about this, the club cares about this, Baku doesn't care about this. They're still going to make their money, and it's for them to go back on it, for UEFA to go back on it, is so embarrassing that actually they're better off just sticking with it.
Yeah, they don't care. We'll never go back on it because literally they're not bothered by this.
And that's the same thing with the amount of tickets that fans are getting for these games as well, which is also in both games, which is a joke. It's too late.
How many tickets they get?
I think they get 6,000.
Who?
Arsenal and Chelsea get 6,000
each.
Yeah.
And they're still turning tickets away. They've only got to take 6,000.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But the point, they should have more.
Right, okay. Well, that'd be great. Yeah, give them more. Let's see a completely empty stadium.
But that's because they can't get there. None of these people can get there.
It is a long way.
It's a mental way. And the same goes for Spurs and Liverpool fans. Like, but again, unless people make a big point of it, like I don't know if I said this to you. So when it's the draw for the Champions League for the first round, and they bring out the player, and it's Shevchenko or whatever, whoever that guy is, that's the guy who needs to go in that little bit of small talk that they're having. Go, oh, by the way, I really hope you're gonna like make it. That's your chance to kind of make a statement of it. So get people talking about it when you've still got enough time to resolve it. Yeah.
So what you need is an elite former footballer needs to be principled about going against UEFA.
I think a lot of people need to, but I think that's a great moment when you've got the eyes of the world on that group stage draw, for example, and Pirlo comes out and they have the little bit of small talk, and that's your moment. That's what they should be doing to try and make it a talking point then, instead of a talking point 6 days before the final. That's what's ruining it for Arsenal fans. And Koscielny himself is saying that this is not the final that we dreamed of playing when we were a kid. Going to Baku and playing in front of not our fans.
Should have played better though last season. You wouldn't have been in the Europa League then, would you?
Mkhitaryan though, it's not the end of the world. Won Europa League with Man United.
Done it already.
Doesn't care.
Doesn't matter.
Do you think he was? He was like,
I think he's probably concerned about the safety of his family. Yeah, I guess so. One of those things. One thing on that, the tickets. Like, you know,
he's thinking about it.
Well, like, yeah, it is fucked up that we didn't get enough tickets. Like, what's it, about holds 80,000, right? Around that.
Yeah, something like that.
And to get 34,000 to share between Liverpool and Tottenham doesn't feel like enough. That means half the stadium is going to players, sponsors, UEFA officials. But then you think, well, how much money is generated from people that go to matches? And how much money is generated by sponsors of football and the globalisation of the game and foreign sponsors and international syndication, TV syndication of football? Like, loads more money comes into football from them.
Yeah, of course.
And you're thinking, well, if it's about how much money you pay in, then the division in seats probably becomes a little bit fairer. Now, but you say, like, the history of English football is about the match day going fan, of which I'm one, of you one. You know, everyone in England goes to watch their team play.
Yeah, I go to games, you go to games, Tavo watches games on TV.
Wow.
But the problem is our clubs need this money. Your club will never come out and really be a proponent for taking tickets off a sponsorship when they get huge amounts of money from these sponsors. And the thing is as football fans, do we ever complain when our best player gets given a bumper contract and takes £300,000 out of the club? We don't complain because the money doesn't come directly from us. It comes from these global sponsors who, if we don't give them proper treatment, will disappear.
No, look.
What do you mean no? Nothing I've said isn't a fact.
No, the money comes The money comes from the club paying the player. The reason why they're able to pay that much money is down to the money that comes in.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but the choice of how much you pay a player is not like then. Salah's not going to go, I'm not playing anymore because you're not giving me 200 grand.
Right.
What the player will get as much money as he can through his agent.
Yeah.
But that amount is determined by the club.
Absolutely.
So that's irrelevant.
No, it's not, because what I'm saying is that if you're angry at UEFA for allocating that amount of tickets, then be angry at the cost impacting your club. So to keep Salah at the club because someone else would pay something different would cost £300,000 a week for Liverpool now, all right? If you're genuinely concerned about the cost of prices of tickets and ticket allocation, then you need to be lobbying Salah and his representatives to take less money, to say, if you take this money, we're going to be paying more. There are going to be less tickets for us. But what they won't, because they want Salah to stay at their club, I want Harry Kane to stay at my club, right? And I know it's going to cost my club huge amounts of money, and I know my club gets huge amount of money from sponsors. So what I'm actually saying is the amount of money that's sucked out of football the consequence is lower ticket allocations and price. And it's all fucked, is what I'm saying. But it isn't just a case of if you're just talking about increasing ticket allocation, you're dealing with a symptom rather than thinking about the causes.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really impact.
I think you're right, and that explains it. That explains why there are so few tickets. It's because of those sponsors, and because
it's wrong.
Yeah, but I also think so. What equates to merit for a ticket? Is it the amount of money that you're putting in, or is it how much you care, all those things, right? So,
but that doesn't generate money, that bit.
I get that, but
so it's always going to be the other.
If UEFA or whoever, I guess it is UEFA, isn't it? If UEFA go, well, no, sorry, this is the rule. This is the rule we've always had, or this is the rule we're having from now on because the fans. We are deciding that the fans are important, right? And instead of getting 34,000, they're going to get 20. Well, you're going to get more. Okay.
Yeah, you'll get.
So you then go. That's a rule that they're allowed to put in place if they want to. I don't think the sponsorship goes down, and even if it does go down a little bit, that doesn't come back to the fan, in my opinion, because whatever the amount of money that club gets, it will use how it wants to use, and it will get the players it wants to get, right? It's not that amount of money will go up and down according to the sponsors. It doesn't the amount of money doesn't matter, so it's a choice.
It's the greed of footballers and agents are a direct problem here.
I get that.
Right. So regardless of how much money is in there, they're still going to get as much money as they can. Yeah. And what am I saying is the blame. In order to do this, you have to change football fundamentally. And he was always talking about salary caps, wage caps on players, restricting spending in the transfer market, all of that stuff, which won't be allowed to do in the free market.
I reckon even in that, maybe I'm being wrong here. Even in that showcase game, if UEFA made these rules that
But why would they? They're never going to do that.
Because they should be wanting to step forward to those groups of fans that have earned the right? But if they make that call, I don't think sponsorship goes down. I don't think people at MasterCard go, but we got 5 tickets and we wanted 10 tickets, so we're going to pull out £1 billion, whatever it is. The sponsorship remains. You just have less tickets. So it's a choice. It
is a choice, but are they going to get the share? UEFA are going to say, right, we need to implicate these stakeholders of power in these markets. So if there are 5 people that decide who spends money and where it goes, and they want Champions League final tickets, they are going to take precedence because they have all the money over 50,000 whinging Tottenham fans, and that is a fact. So
currently.
That will never change because the money, the stream of money is the only thing that's important.
I don't think that money changes.
Of course it changes. It's definitely going to, but it's not going to go down as long as they keep placating these people. And that is like the power of, we're talking about money here, not for the sport. And they're never going to put our hurt feelings over this.
I think we're generally talking about the same thing. I'm just suggesting it can be done, and it won't be done. Which is what you're saying. Yeah. But I think it can be done.
It's better to be optimistic than cynical. But that's the only difference in our argument here.
For the last time. Huh? Team of the decade. Charles said this, Tanvid didn't put in Ranieri, for fuck's sake. Literally the guy that both James and Flav had said. Manager of the decade. The options weren't Ranieri.
What? Yeah, but not the one we chose.
Yeah, but who gives a fuck about Ranieri?
Who gives a fuck about a team of decade?
That was all. Honestly, no one cares.
That stung a bit.
You could put anyone in now and just wrap it up.
The winner was Pep. Oh, no, Ferguson.
Yep, of course.
Very close, actually. Ferguson 33%, Pep with 30%, and Pochettino with 20%.
Cool, and that's done.
We'll never see it again.
Oh, is it? Is that the end?
That's it. Yeah.
But the most long-winded, laborious.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Yes.
New bits. Get your bits up for the lads.
We're having new bits on the last episode of the season.
It's not the last one, though.
Okay, we've got to do one next week.
2 male adult. I love this one. Love this bit. So it's a classic. The 2 male adult entertainers and a championship manager bit.
It's great.
James Allen, who of course went to the prom with that lady. Didn't work out, I think. If I'm right.
Yeah, he's been friend zoned.
Never mind.
New bit, championship manager or male porn star for Flav. Here are a few to test him and his disgraceful championship knowledge.
So writing on these are...
So 2 of these are porn stars, male entertainers.
But I reckon Flav would do so well because of his porn knowledge rather than his championship manager.
One of these is a championship manager. But which one is the championship manager?
The thing is if you say Chris Wilder, that sounds like a porn star.
Well, listen.
Right.
Johnny Castle. Jordi El Nino. Jose Manuel Gomez.
So 2 of those are porn stars?
2 are male adult entertainers and 1 is a championship manager. But who?
Say them again?
Johnny Castle.
Oh my God.
Jordi El Nino. Or Jose Manuel Gomez.
I'm going to say the manager is Jose Manuel Gomez.
Correct!
Yeah.
You lucky bastard.
That was such a guess. I've never heard of any 3 of them.
Okay, can I extend this to all football league
My eyes started leaking again. It's embarrassing.
That's brilliant. So we want 2 porn stars and a manager. I'm not going to do this.
Who did he manage? Gomez.
Sorry?
Who's Gomez manage?
Reading. A couple of new rules, quickly, because we've been getting loads in, which is good. And I think they're quite good. Right. Kai Reese, who sent us a lovely message, which I won't read the whole thing out, but we're pleased that you enjoy the podcast, mate. Ideas for new rules.
Do you want some?
What?
No, it's all right, thanks. Sorry, we're just having a conversation.
Right.
A conversation off camera, but
off camera. It's nothing to do with you. We're just having a private conversation.
Sorry. Do you want to? Yeah, you crack on.
Can I have some of that water, please? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Oh, there's only a little bit left.
That's all right. I'm just really thirsty.
You can finish it.
Can I?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just leave this here.
Cool.
Sorry, Jim, go on.
You're good. Great. If the ball falls to the ref outside the box, he's allowed to hit it first time. Hashtag new rules.
That's got to be.
Yeah.
If it falls
Mike Dean.
That's 100. And if it goes in, it counts for the goal.
So good.
Yeah, he's got to hit it first time.
Love that, Kai Reese, mate. Love that.
Can you imagine how mental you go if the keeper just, if the referee just...
Because often the ref is in that sort of spot, on the edge of the box. He could wallop it in.
He's allowed to wallop it in.
If he pings it top bins, then that's it, it's done.
Beautiful. That's a great rule.
Great new rule. Masal S. Actually, forget that one. Sorry. Hello Macafane. Good name. New rules. We're getting VAR anyway. Might as well make it a little less irritating. NBA rules. Each team gets 2 VAR checks per game. After that, they revert to the old rules. Whatever the ref sees goes.
Well, it's just not, that isn't VAR then, is it? You can't, it's not appealing.
Like challenges, isn't it? It's a bit like tennis.
Yeah, no, that's...
I'm okay with that.
But that's not... You might as well not have it at all. That's not VAR. That isn't people watching for mistakes that are being made, which is the point of it. That's just... People are like really angry that they've got a decision that can't be a penalty. All right, I'm calling VAR. The power isn't with the fucking... That defeats the object of it. It's a stupid idea.
You just get 2 VAR cards a game.
Yeah, it's like VAR... Like, and the press are like, what about the clear fucking foul? If you run out of checks, that guy's dying, but you're not going to call because you run out of... Stupid.
Okay. James Woodhouse, new rule. On the hour, both teams have to replace a player with a dog, dressed in the team's kit, obviously. Each manager then gets to choose 1 player from the opposing side who will have to play the rest of the game with some sort of meat strapped to their legs. Thoughts?
That's amazing.
Thoughts? So, Champions League final.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got to take a player off.
Yep.
Who are you taking off and replacing with a dog?
Right, I'm taking off Kieran Trippier.
course.
Yeah.
Because dog would be good up on the right.
Yeah. And I'm wrapping meat around, and this is not any specific meat. I say beef.
What do dogs like?
Well, it's just because some meats are offensive to some religions, aren't they? That's what I'm getting at. So beef isn't, is it? Beef's cool.
You should be good.
It's just pig that beef.
Yeah.
Right. I'm putting beef around Salah.
Salah, yeah.
Got to be in it. He's their best. Yeah. But then Mane, he's equally fucking. He's probably as good this season.
Beef might slow him down a bit.
Milner's like their engine. He could do a bit of beef on him. That's like, I can't. There's a really good team. Van Dijk.
Just beef them all up.
Yeah, we've got a fucking very difficult game at Champions League final.
That's what?
It's a very difficult game.
Oh,
I've never.
It would be a massive shock if you win that, by the way.
Not a massive shock. It's not like we're fucking Wickham Wanderers.
Frightening shock.
We've got some good players.
I'll be very shocked if
Listen to this. Let me just throw some names out to you. Vertonghen.
Yeah.
Alderweireld. Oh. Hugo Lloris.
Do you forget your own place?
No,
he wasn't sure.
No, I wasn't sure.
I need another one.
No, I wasn't sure whether or not I should say Hugo Lloris because he's probably not that impressive.
No, he's terrible.
He's not terrible.
He's crap.
Dick.
He needs to go.
Moussa Sissoko.
What a guy.
What a guy. But more importantly, Harry Kane is fit. That's a big change.
Is he fit though?
Well, he's not fit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not game match fit. He's fit, but is he fit?
Bring on 40 mins fit.
Next bit. Last 30 minutes bit.
Zach Rizvi, sorry. New rule, pitch gets smaller throughout the 90 minutes. Can be coupled with each team having to take a player off at certain minutes, etc. So you get smaller and smaller and smaller, and then lose player. It turns into a
like 5-a-side
game. You get loads of goals because you still have big goals. I like that one. Get your new rules in. If you put them on Twitter as well, then I'll try and save them for next week. I'll do this very quickly, mate. Thoughts on this? Anonymous wrote this one. Flav conveniently forgetting that with VAR, Spurs would be at least 10 points below us. You all call me a sore loser, but with fair refs, we are ahead. I am not wrong. Arsenal are better than Spurs. Just quick thoughts.
What have I said about VAR to prompt that?
I think you're saying, you said Arsenal need to be better rivals.
I'm not talking about their football team. They've got some very good players. I'm talking about their sometimes embarrassing fan base.
Yeah. Mate, that's such a trash comment.
Yeah, that's why I picked it out, actually.
If VAR
his name's anonymous. His name's anonymous. He says, you'll call me a sore loser. You set him up, and I am not wrong. Like, it's just
I literally don't care, but my problem is your fan base, one of your fan base members says this is the best part of last season was when Aubameyang put that mask on. That's what I'm talking about. Aubameyang is a quality footballer. Sure. His problem isn't that his ability to play football and put the ball in there. He's great.
Although he did miss 23 big chances last season.
But he's also top goal scorer, joint top goal scorer.
True. Update from Ryan Mulligan, who I was fuming at last week because he didn't sign. Sign his explanation. Hi lads, great apologies for not pulling through with the just checking in sign out the game.
Well, no, you don't have to apologise. He did what he said he was going to do. They didn't win the league. He did what they said he was going to do. So
you have every right to be disappointed in me, as I am just as disappointed in myself. The truth is, I didn't even make the sign.
See, now that's different.
That is different.
That's different because what if they'd have won? He wouldn't have even been prepared.
I thought about it long and hard, and the logistics of getting a decent-sized sign from Ireland over to Liverpool with Ryanair's new baggage policy wouldn't have worked. I could have made up a half-assed A4 sign, but it wouldn't have done the pod justice. So I thought I will make a sign when I get over to Liverpool.
Good.
But we went hard on the booze from minute one, and I simply was not asked. I also travelled over with a group of much older, cooler lads who don't know about the pod, and if I skipped off to make a sign in the middle of a session, they would have thought I was a twat. P.S. I am going to Madrid for the final and could make one for it. Probably won't. Please don't ban me from the pod.
That's fair enough.
I'm okay with that, yeah. Quite good.
Could you imagine?
I like the call that you made there. It was the right call. I am disappointed. It would make my fucking year to see it just checking inside in Madrid.
Yeah.
Because it would just be amazing.
But you could understand with his mates, and like it's like my brothers who I've known for my entire life. If I disappeared during like the Ajax away to make a sign, I think they would have some words to say to me.
Well, I'll say one thing, right? Make your big sign, roll it up, put it in the back of your trousers.
But imagine you're sitting with these cool,
What's this?
these cool lads, and then you're just like that.
Just checking in.
They're looking at, what's that, you fucking nonce? just checking in, lads.
Yeah, just checking. You wouldn't understand. No, that's it. Like, turn it on them and go, you wouldn't get it.
Don't think it comes out.
It's even cooler.
It is cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Someone do it, please. Right, here we go. Flames of Ice. Finish off with Flames of Ice, as we do every single week. And you thought we wouldn't have stuff to talk about. Hi, guys. My name is Graham, and I would like some Flames advice.
Okay.
So there is this girl I've fancied for about 2 years now.
Damn, Graham, that's a long time.
I don't talk to her very often. What'd you say?
Damn, Graham, that's a long time.
He does go a bit American sometimes.
Yeah.
American accent.
Yeah, he's influenced, isn't he? He's heavily influenced by hip hop.
Yeah.
Really?
And watching things.
Digging out Skepto, what's your say?
Watch a lot of porn.
What's a lot of porn?
A lot of American artists.
A lot of American artists.
Yeah, they're artists.
Who's your favourite artist?
Who's your favourite adult artist?
That's difficult.
Men's wise.
What?
Men. The men.
Who's your favourite man?
Yeah.
What do you search?
I don't know. I don't. Okay, so first of all, that Geordie dude is literally like the tiniest dude. If you've seen him on porn, he's like
Geordie,
the guy you were on in the porn star
Kick-off
quiz.
Geordie.
Oh right, that was
yeah, Geordie El Nino.
So you know
he's
him?
like a tiny porn star like that big, and then Johnny Castle is like huge.
How the fuck do you know this shit?
He's got like a bald head, I think.
I got a bald head.
And then you've got that dude who's just in every single porn movie, and he's trying to be a doctor. He's trying to go back to college.
What you watch porn with storylines?
Mate, the storyline's the best bit.
That's not true, is it? The bit they spaff on the face is the best bit. That's the best bit. And God bless Pornhub for putting little peaks where people skip to. Can you tell them you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Right, it's the best thing to do, lads. This is
can everyone do the live Jasmine thing?
I'm just about to say it. So what we used to do, right, when people used to come into the office,
the best thing.
People used to come into the office at Ball Street, someone like we knew, and you just without any warning, you go, live Jasmine, yeah? Live Jasmine. And they're like, they look at you, and they, of course they know exactly what it's about, but they don't want to admit that they've been knocking one out to porn, even though it's obvious that everyone does. And the embarrassment and shock in their face. Generally, you just see the corners of their mouth curl up.
And they've got a choice, haven't they? In that heartbeat. So, like, for example, we did it with a guy who was initially work experience, then got a job, thought he was the nuts.
Yeah.
And then that kind of started to happen. And he came in once. He worked in a different room. And then he came in, and we went, "Live Jasmine, yeah?" And he went. And you got a call. You go. Yeah. That's the best you can do. Is yeah. Or if you go.
If you go, live Jasmine. That's the best way.
No, but if you go. What? It's dangerous because it's really on your acting there. Do you actually not know what you're talking about, or do you go?
Let's do it.
Hang on. Okay.
Live Jasmine, yeah?
What?
That wouldn't work. Try it again. Try it again.
Oh, I'm the worst.
Try it again.
Laughing for a bit.
Try it again. Like.
Compose yourself, Jim.
Ready?
Right. Hang on. Face hasn't gone down. I'm like the smiliest person on the planet.
It'd be fun, you can smile. Live Jasmine, yeah?
What?
Try it with me.
Oh my God.
Try it with me.
Oh, Flav. Live Jasmine, yeah?
No, wait. Let's try it again. I'm sure I can do this.
Wait, you guys are idiots.
I'm sure I can do this.
Oh, Flav. I can't do it. Oh, Flav, Live Jasmine, yeah?
What?
No one can do it. No one can do it. So good. So yeah, go out there and do you know what? Film.
Yeah, film. Right, yeah. Get your camera phone out. Your mate comes in the room and you just go, live Jasmine, yeah? And get their expressions. If anyone pulls it off. The best one was Sam. Because I don't actually, no, it was Rory was the best one. He just, his corner of his lips just turned up like that. It's like, yeah.
So good.
I embraced it. I'm all about those cameras.
Yeah, get out there and play the live Jasmine game.
Video it though and send it to us. We won't put anyone's faces in.
Amazing. Right, anyway, so there is this girl I fancy for about 2 years.
Fuck.
2 years now. I don't talk to her very often, and she is 2 years above me and finishing school later this year.
What, so you're 13 and she's 15?
Listen to me. So I feel like I have limited time to get to know her better, then ask her out. My question is when to do it. If I ask her out soon, I'm afraid things will be awkward and the whole school will laugh at me. Then if I do it near the end of the year, if she says no, I can just move on with my life and won't have to see her often and it be awkward. Although, next year she is going to uni in a different city, so I'd have limited time for a serious relationship. Her friends all don't like me as well. So it leaves me in a pretty tough situation. What do you guys think? Thanks, Graham.
Why don't they all like you?
He's not provided that context.
I mean, the biggest key thing is she's going.
Do we need an update, Dan? Do we need to know why the friends don't like him?
No, it's fine. I'm interested why all of them don't like him.
Yeah.
But ultimately, she's going to university and she's going to forget about your dick hella quick.
Your tiny young dick.
Whoa.
But when you say your tiny young dick, it sounds weird.
That's a bit weird, Jim.
That's young because he's young. Think of the penises that she's in line to enjoy. She don't want that dick. She don't.
No, you're right. It's just your phrasing's odd.
I remember right when I in year 7, this lad, he came from a different school, okay. And he was going out with a girl in year 9. Okay.
What a big G.
Right? And this girl was the hottest girl in year 9.
And how has he done that?
Right? They were still together in year 8. A year later, he'd got with her in year 6, and she was in year 8. She was a model.
What's going on?
By year 10, so she's year 10. He's year 8, right? He's 4'6", still chubby and all this stuff. And he got with this girl who was modelling by that point. I couldn't get my head around it. I couldn't understand.
How does this help Graham?
I mean, dreams can come true. is one.
Yeah, you see pretty girls with ugly blokes all the time.
It's not. Men are less interested.
You didn't say he's ugly, to have it.
You said he was. What did you say?
You just literally said he's like 4'6" and fat and all that shit.
Yeah,
but stunning face.
Yeah, lovely face.
Yeah.
Lovely face.
Okay, yeah.
Very charming as well. I think that's how he got
Was
the job done.
Yeah.
But I think the most amazing thing, well, it just got more ridiculous. Not ridiculous, more like mind blowing for me, who's 4'3" and fat. I was like, this guy got the girl in year 6 and she's in year 8 in a different school.
He's just funny, innit?
Well, I don't know how that works, but
That's a guy. What should he do?
I wouldn't worry about it too much. You ask her out. Don't worry. Like literally, you think the school's going to laugh at you. They won't. People are less interested, so uninterested in other people's lives, unless it's something like massively and everyone piles on.
Yeah, unless you like shit yourself in an assembly.
Yeah, but if you just go, look, I've really liked you for a while. Do you fancy going out? And she says, no, thank you. No one's going to destroy you for that. No, sorry, I'm not interested. No one's going to destroy. That isn't funny to laugh at. You might get a few people snicker, but it'd be because they don't have the bollocks to do it. They don't have but most young men at that age, and for good reason, insecurities in that age, your mental burnout, it's difficult to do. Most men, or boys at that age, don't have the bollocks to go up and ask a girl out because it can be terrifying. The fact that you've done that, if any boy laughs at you, it will be because they recognise their inability to do something like that. So ask her, see what happens, but don't worry too much about the result because she is going to university, you'll be going to university soon, and your mind won't be on hers at all. If it still is, you never know what will happen in the future, but get uni out the way, don't go into university until with a relationship.
He's got to get for his GCSEs first.
GCSEs?
He's 2 years younger.
How's she going to university?
He's going to be doing college or A-levels.
Yeah, like, and she probably, like 2 years is a big gap for a girl and a boy. Yeah, like if it's the other way around, it's okay. You like girls mature faster and tend to go out with older boys, and those boys don't get the girls that are older than them, and that's the kind of cycle for it, really. So, yeah.
My advice is like different, to be honest, because I don't know if is he actually friends with this girl, or is it just the girl like that he never really speaks to?
He said he hadn't spoken to her much, didn't he?
Huh?
He said he hadn't spoken to her much.
So if that's the case,
just fact he's got a crush on a girl.
It's an infatuation. I would say, unless you've got a real kind of indicate that she might like you.
It's tough to just walk up to someone. No, not if that's not our culture. In America, they do that shit, don't they? They ask people out dates they don't know, but
it doesn't really matter. I think you fancy the girl. That's cool. It'll go. So good luck, Graham. Let us know how you get on. Live Jasmine, yeah.
Live Jasmine, yeah.
Subscribe on iTunes. Review 5 stars. Subscribe to the channel. other things. Hope you've enjoyed the podcast. Should we keep doing it? Let us know.
They said last year, it ain't their decision. Of course they're going to go, yes, please give us more free content every week. It's our decision. Can we be fucked? Don't worry about them.
See you next week. Maybe.
No, next week we will, because we've got a Champions League final to talk about.
Oh, yes.